Have you ever got up in the morning and the first thing you think about are your troubles? And then you dwell upon it during the day, and then you dwell upon it when you go to bed, and it totally disempowers you because it changes your biochemistry, it changes your feelings. There's a very powerful proverb in the Bible, and it goes something like this: as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. And James Allen, after his father died and he went through a fairly bad time, went to America and moved from here to America, and he wrote a book, and it became one of the best sellers, and it's called As a Man Thinketh, So Is He. And it's all about the power of gratitude. Whatever you dwell upon becomes the most real to you. Okay, I'll talk about myself. The moment I would open my eyes, I would dwell upon my failing eyesight. And then all day long, I'd be thinking about my failing eyesight. And it would disempower me because my feelings would change. I wouldn't do any work. And the same thing goes with, if you think about the tons of work that you have, mountains of work that's been left behind for years and years and years, then you find that that disempowers you. So instead of sitting down and going through it, you let it weigh you down, and then you don't do anything. And in Islam, they teach you about the power of gratitude. So the moment you get up in the morning, then immediately you should concentrate on something to be grateful for. So you could say, "Oh God," or "Oh Allah, thank you for keeping me alive at night." And just before you go to sleep, you could say, "Oh Allah, keep me safe at night." And in the morning when you get up, be grateful that you technically died at night. There was really no reason for you to get up in the morning. You could have been, asleep forever and ever and ever, but you weren't. You actually got up in the morning in a physical form. Isn't that something to be grateful for? Around about midnight is when our brain completely switches off, and this is very, very essential in order for our brain chemistry to restore itself. Without that, we would probably go mad. So technically, you are dead for about a third of the time that you are in this physical form. That alone, the gratitude for being able to enjoy this physical form for a finite time is enough to be grateful for. So other things you can just pick anything. Thank you, God, for my eyesight. Thank you, God, for this physical form. Thank you, God, for giving me a chance to make a difference. Thank you, God, for my wife. Thank you, God, for a roof over my head. It doesn't matter, even if you're sleeping in the street, you'll find something to be grateful for. Thank you, God, for having the ability for me to think, reason, feel. Thank you, God, for the weather. Thank you, God, for the sunshine. Thank you, God, for my car. Thank you, God, for my family. Thank you, God, for my children. Thank you, God, for my grandchildren. You can always find something to be grateful for. So always start off, when you're about to eat, don't just shove it in your gob. Okay, just say to God, "Thank you, God, for the food on my plate." If you can embrace this power of gratitude, and every time you entertain a negative thought, you instantly change it to something to be grateful for. So when I get up in the morning, I think about, I can't read or write from my left eye. and my right eye is highly compromised. And so instead of dwelling on that, because that will disempower you, and then you won't be able to do any work during the day because you're just concentrating on that. What you do instead is you say to God, thank you, God, for my eyesight, because I still have eyesight. Okay, I can't read, but I can see everything in 3D. It doesn't really affect my day-to-day living. Power of gratitude is very, very powerful indeed. If you embrace it, if you live it, then you will make a huge amount of progress in your life. In fact, I recommend that one of the best investments that you could make in your life is to read that book, The Power of Gratitude. As a man thinketh, so is he. If you embrace that and always concentrate on the good things in life rather than on your shortcomings or your problems, and you will find that life becomes a lot sweeter. So say you can't even eat properly because you got some physical challenges, and so when you eat something, half of it goes in your mouth and half of it goes in your clothes. So instead of sort of feeling sad about that, just say, well, I've had something to eat now. Thank you, God, for that. And I've got something on my clothes for after, so thank you, God, for that as well. So you can always take something negative into a positive. And if you embrace that, if you make that as a part of your life on a continuous basis, then you can make a huge amount of progress in every aspect of your life. But moreover, you will learn the ability to stay happy. And this is so important. You have to stay happy in order for you to make any kind of progress in your life. Happiness is what drives us. So by embracing the power of gratitude, you can stay happy. And that has to be a good thing.